The family of Jesse Hess says the 2 life sentences and 31 years imprisonment for her killer, David van Boven, is not enough. Her father, Lance Hess, says his daughter and Hess's 85-year-old grandfather, Chris Latachan, were victims of a senseless crime. Van Boven, who's related to Hess, had been out on parole for 8 months at the time that he committed the crimes. He'd served half of his 15-year sentence for rape and robbery. eNCA's Nobesuthu Hejana speaks to the family.
They took 2 lives for 2,000 rand. 2 lives was taken, just like that. And then he sits in court with a smile on his face. How can you be so cruel?
Lance Hess says for the longest time he thought the sentencing of his daughter's killer would bring him closure, but things have not been easy. At the time of her death, Jesse Hess was 19 years old. She and her grandfather, 85-year-old Chris Latachan, were found murdered in their Peru apartment on August 30th of 2019. The convicted murderer David van Boven, who's Jesse's second cousin, received 2 life terms and 31 years imprisonment, while his co-accused Taslim Ambrose got 6 years for robbery. Lance Hess says he can't forgive his daughter's killer, though he does not hold the Van Boven's family responsible for his actions.
They don't deserve to be in society. If you haven't learned your lesson, the first time you went to jail, you're never going to learn your lesson. Because, I mean, he was in jail. He came out and he did what he did. Not just to my child, he actually tried it with others also. And that is the sad part. So people like that doesn't deserve to be outside.
He says the incident has changed him to a point where he's beefed up security at his house to keep his 12-year-old daughter safe and constantly check her whereabouts.
At this point in time, I don't let my daughter go anywhere without us.
Cousin and fellow church member Kim Schultz says while the family is still coming into terms with the loss, she holds childhood memories shared with Jesse dearly to her heart.
Us also, but we used to play together, and I remember when she would come to Uncle Lon's and Audrey their home, and we would just always, we would speak. I remember this one time when there was a family function and Jesse was there as well. So it was like a get-together with all the family. So we were all there eating. She loved eating. We love food. She loved eating. And the next day, that was the Saturday, and the next day was church. And she made sure that she had to be at home at a certain time. But she would always make sure that she's at church.
The Department of Correctional Services says all offenders are eligible for parole after serving the minimum required time.
We do not have a situation where an inmate may not be due for parole consideration for a particular offense. What we need to understand is that parole consideration doesn't guarantee that someone will be placed out, but an inmate has to meet the set criteria and must demonstrate that he's been rehabilitated, and there must be reports from specialists supporting such.
Lance Hess says while things will probably take a while to get back to normal, he finds peace in knowing that his daughter is with a Heavenly Father as she studied theology to be involved in church activities. Nobesuthu Hejana, Cape Town.